Hey traders, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. We got a weekly candle close coming up, less than an hour, about 15 minutes. Futures are open. Gotta open up my app, hold on a sec for that. And Bitcoin has had a pullback, right? Anything below 40K, there's only one support below 40K, and it's 35K. You see the peak from January 3rd and psychological 35K, duh. And it happened, man. And, right, just kind of the thought process here was, yeah, you stay above 40K long enough and bids start coming in, sure, 45, 50K. But again, the bearish divergence is still there and it has yet to play out. And as you can see, it seems like the 4-hour bearish divergence has happened, right? It's real. I mean, so TA respected in one way, right? I mean, to the downside. But my God, the amount of bids that came in at 34,500, 35,000 was immense. Where let's just talk about, you know, once you broke 40K, right, from like $41,000 for that bearish engulfing candle was painted that broke us back below 40K to the lowest point today, 16.26% swing in a good 4, 8, 12, 16-hour period. So 16% drawdown in 16 hours. Okay. So at some point, right? I mean, if Bitcoin ever starts actually majorly pivoting above 30,778 or whatever, this low here, hidden bullish divergence is going to be very real again on the 4-hour. We had a gap down on Bitcoin futures, currently at 38,960. You closed the week at 40,566. We can take a look real quick. Bottom right of your screen. There's that little gap there. Maybe it'll fill, maybe not. All right. So a few hundred points away from spot, and maybe, you know, with 60-minute, it's real. It's very real. It's already happened. I think 2-hour chart too. It's already real. Bullish hammer pattern. But now on the 4-hour, there's some sort of bullish pin bar pattern and development, and you are less than an hour away until confirming a textbook bullish pin bar. Let's look at the 60-minute real quick, just so you can see it, educational purposes. You know, I don't really look at the 60-minute that much. My God, when I do, you paint patterns like this. I mean, this is what dreams are made of, man. Huge wicks, small bodies, right? That's a hammer. That's Thor's hammer right there. Hopefully you like the thumbnail of the stream today, honoring this hammer. So far, TA is being respected, right? Reversal, but you know, you sell off some. As long as you make when you do sell off the next few hours, if you did, just stay higher, make a higher low than 37,382, and could just keep going to at least go back, test $40,000. Just a real possibility, right? So the bullish hammer, man, scalper's dream, right? I mean, look, scalping's not my speciality. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my arena. But man, some scalpers down here, lots of them, have made bank now, right? Just imagine buying at 35K and selling at 38K. It's a nice chunk of change in a very short period of time. Again, I don't scalp, but that's look, man. It's like, you know, swing trading, day trading, scalping, position trading, investing, right? All different styles. It's like fighting. You know, there's jiu-jitsu, there's taekwondo, there's karate. Right, there's all kinds of different styles, and you can get from point A to point B, which is making tendies, man, making money. So nice. It was but hey, you know, before this huge move, it was a swing traders market for a while, right? You know that. Yeah, Cobra Kai, just cause. When is Cobra Kai coming out? They released a trailer. I haven't even looked at the trailer yet. I need to. So what a weekend where trade setups played out. Altcoins went insane the past couple days. Maker hit $2,000 last night. $2,000, the 3618 fib extension before reversing. Just remember, the trade setup entry was right around 583. Okay, $583 January 2nd. Of course, you know, traditional targets were blasted through, doubled, maybe tripled. But fib extension getting respected here at 2K. Psychological resistance too. Someone was asking about it. I'm like, hey, $2,000 on an asset that was 583 just a few days before. Yeah, 2,000 is a great number. Psychological and 3618. That's it. That's the big one. And we've, you know, you've lost about $500 of value since that top. But hey, you know, let it consolidate for a while, and maybe it'll make a higher low than the $1,000 low, and then run again. All right, no harm, no foul. I mean, Ethereum, you know, my Ethereum to Bitcoin pairing alert went off. It's only down 0.5% on the day, which is almost miraculous based on what Bitcoin's done, where normally altcoins get shattered on Bitcoin volatility. When Bitcoin bounces, if it does, altcoins very seldom bounce with it, and they underperform on the Bitcoin recovery. That's at least been the MO for past 8 months, you know. What just happened? Someone took. Oh, XLM. Lindy, what's up, dude? Yeah, let me. We just knocked out Ethereum. Oh no, we haven't knocked out Ethereum. So that's what happened, man. It went up and it hit what, a high point of 1346. I think it was about 0.5% away, maybe from all-time highs. 1441 was all-time highs. You're so close, man. It's not over yet, though, right? What is that? I mean, that's like nothing. Clearly not a reversal going on quite yet on Ethereum. I mean, maybe now we got some data with these wicks. That's pretty crazy wicks, man. Looking like that, like 1 and 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and then maybe you touch the bottom of the channel. Maybe that's what's going on right now. So scalpers dream recently, but you know, how many days did it take for scalpers to have a dream? It took a long time. So hidden bullish divergence played out. No, you know, barely any follow the price action. Bitcoin dumped, Ethereum dumped. Now you got negative Momo again. And guess what? I mean, keep it up, man. Keep making higher lows, and you'll just show even more RSI, hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Incredible. All right, what's the weekly looking like? Weekly chart, man. Come on. Right? You hit, like, what did it test? It tested the highest level of all time where traders have settled up. So we're not going to get the record this week unless literal Jesus miracle happens in 42 minutes. Okay, probably not happening. But again, you'd have to get a weekly candle close. So a close in 42 minutes above 1347 if you wanted the highest close of all time. Either way, great run, great effort. High to low, 88% retrace, right? Those are deep retraces. Extremely high amounts of volume. I mean, we're talking record levels of volume on Ethereum, at least on this chart. I know there's more data on other ones. You don't tell me. Anthony P, welcome, dude. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon just now. Hype in the friggin' chat. And thanks for all the new patrons who joined between last stream and this one. Thank y'all. Thanks so much, really.
Is that a joke?
Please be sure to sync with the Patreon Discord. I'm telling you, you have to do that if you want the value. And once you get in there, you're like, oh my God, there's so much value. This is unreal. Patreon only costs this much? Yeah. Thank you, dude. So what is that? I mean, let me say thanks so much to Victor P, Christopher A, Rich M, Crypto Yoda, Andrew S, Michael L. Thank you all for joining the Patreon between yesterday's stream and this one. I think there were a couple more, but it doesn't show the time because it was yesterday. So my God, thanks everyone. And now we're sitting at a number 868 patrons. It's not stopping, man. So go to get a decibel check real quick to make sure we're good. I mean, it's probably stream's ruined if I'm asking now and it was bad. Let me know. There you go, Matthew D. Kangs did. Okay, sorry. All right, let's so Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly real quick. How's it gonna look? You know, highest weekly close of all time, of course. Not even. I mean, it was a joke. The RSI weekly is still unbelievably Chernobyl levels nuclear, 94.76. At these levels, you know, at any time the reset could begin on this asset. Okay, where historically it's literally always eventually happened in the 90s. To where you reset and you go from 90 something all the way down to 50 something on the weekly. That means like months of consolidation. Yeah, like in 2017, like the peak was like in June or whatever, May, June, and then you consolidated all the way up until like October, November. So I mean, like, are you ready for that? Are you willing to wait for a reset on the weekly oscillator to get back down into normal levels before pivoting, correcting, and running again, and then running to much higher levels, but nearing the same RSI, maybe even higher? Based on history, like the past 2 bull cycles, we've had 2 run-ups on the RSI. One, the reset, then the run again to the buying climax of the entire cycle, and then it's over, right? So let me show you that real quick on like a chart with more data. Just since we're here, since the weekly's closing, since we're at stupid historical levels on the RSI, not quite the highest of all time, but pretty much the 3rd highest of all time. This seems good for this. Okay, hold on. Still somehow above 38,000. Unreal. Let me show you all the data. Oh, it's so bugged out. Okay. So, wow. Hold on. Before we do this, Matt T, thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Please be sure to sing the Patreon on the Discord. Holy crap. Thank you, dude. You think that's it? No, it's not it. Deverent P, thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Both of y'all right now, same time. 870 patrons now. I can't believe this, man. 870. We're floating in space. We're walking on the walls. Thank you, dude. Both of y'all. Unreal. Okay. Bitcoin on the weekly. So what I'm talking about in the cycles, you know, weekly. Look at your first high, the first big run. You get stupid. You get real stupid on the RSI. Look. This was the record in April of 2013, 99.4. What? But then look what happened. You got all the way down to 48, right? From April to July. June, yeah, July. You corrected, right? Man, that's a decent amount of time. That's like 3 months of correction, right? Look at that, you know? Look how much time you corrected before you started. You continued the bull cycle and ran to the highest high of all time, and then that was when your RSI for the second time hit 96.4. So 1, 2, in between a 3-month long correction where Bitcoin goes sideways and down. So then we go, you know, a lot of stuff here is a little bit different, 2016, 2017, right? But we never, what I'm talking about, I don't know, I guess you had more. It was like June of 2016, you had a peak, and then you corrected, and you didn't retake those highs at that level of 734 until November, December. Okay, so again, like a half a year. Once you get to this level, it took a half a year for you to get back to the same price and to run again to higher highs. All right. Look at this. I mean, you get up to, in December 2016, 88 on the RSI. You pull back, you run again, right? Just consolidate. Then another big run happens. You know, let's see the peak here from February 2017. Okay, now it didn't take too long. Just a couple months before you broke that, and then ran up. And then let's see, May of 2017 when we got to 91 on the RSI. About a month of a correction. So maybe the correction may not be that long, but I guess it just doesn't take too much sideways to down price action to get us reset. So, I mean, maybe it won't be like that crazy of a pullback, you know, but it will happen based on history. It always has. So here's, you know, we're already on the weekly log scale chart, right? This is the Citibank chart. I'm calling it George Soros chart, as we used to call it before Citibank came out with their Moonboy prediction of 318,000 up here. We are now trying to break the heart line of this entire structure, which is pretty big deal, right? You support, resistance, resistance. Look, you broke it, you back tested as support, resistance, hardcore resistance in July 2019. So you either break this and hold, or this is where we maybe reverse before going higher in time.
Is that a joint?
CBT, thanks for the 420, man. Cheers. So we're trying to break the heart line. I mean, it could just be a wick, right? The up thrust. Just another up thrust, man.
Hey, Mitch, can you take a look at Neo?
Trinity, thanks for the Neo contribution. Neo in the jar contribution to look at Neo. A themed tip. Thank you, dude. It's rare. We never get those, okay? Cheers. Yeah, we'll look at Neo. That, I guess, was a nice rally. So, almost to 2013 levels, but not yet. You got a little bit further to go. But again, based on history, you're just at levels where at any time the reset of the oscillator could begin, where we go on a 3-month correction just to get out of overbought territory. Only so eventually market participants can push the price up to all-time highs and higher nuclear levels so we can get overbought again. That's it, okay? So, you know, whatever, man. Just wanted to... What else is there to talk about? You know, it's the weekly close, and we're looking at the weekly RSI from history and just correlating things. Why not, man? 2618 fib extension and linear scale is $47,000. Not sure we're getting there anytime soon, but...
Invest in yourself, like eating veggies.
Is that a joint?
Misfit, that's correct. You must.
Hey, is there much to be gained by comparing past Bitcoin cycles to the one we are in, or is each cycle very unique? If everyone is looking at past cycles, be completely different.
Well, every situation, every market cycle, every chart is unique, right? So we can't ever go in with any expectations, right? That's Mark Douglas, that's Trading in the Zone. That's what everyone in here that's watching should read if you haven't read it yet. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't read that, you don't like me, you don't respect my opinion. Like, if you're out there, you're like, hey man, whatever, I like this stuff. If you want to understand the mindset one must have, the one that I have, that many people have that are successful, Trading in the Zone is kind of like your mentality Bible, like how one should be thinking at all times when sizing up charts. Please go read that. There's nothing in it for me except you becoming more learned and thinking the right way when looking at charts, okay? Please read that book. Imploring everyone.
Hey, can you look at MDLA weekly time frame? Looks like it wants to break the neckline. Inverse head and shoulders and pattern.
Yeah, we've already looked at it 1,000 times on the weekly, yep. The inverse head and shoulder hasn't broken the neckline yet, though. It spent the past 3 weeks failing to break the neckline. So once it breaks it, hey, man, it could be off. Yeah, we've looked at it, though, sure. Patrons were pinged on it, too. It's in the charts only. You just use that search bar if you're a patron out there and you're, like, looking for a chart. You just type in the ticker in the search bar on Discord, right? MDLA. Okay, got sidetracked. We were talking about something, man. Oh, market cycles, you know, this is a different market cycle, extremely different. There's never been a cycle for Bitcoin like this. There's never been institutional demand this high. There's never been money printing at these levels ever since the US dollar was created. Never been this much money printing since the Federal Reserve was created, right? I mean, I don't know if there's ever been this much financial uncertainty in the history of the world. Maybe, right? I mean, maybe there has way back, you know, before we had computers. I'm just talking about in the modern, newer world we live in. I don't think there's ever been this much uncertainty about the financial system. We're in the midst of a financial revolution, right? I mean, think central banks are literally trying to destroy the US dollar as the world reserve currency, and they're doing a phenomenal job so far. Have you seen the DXY lately? Anyone? We can look at it if you want. Just remember, it's really tough though. For how can the US dollar sustain itself as the world reserve currency when 80% of transactions done around the world are through the US dollar, but the United States of America's GDP, gross domestic product, is only 25% of the world's production, I believe. So that's just, it's a huge imbalance. So now what we got going on DXY on the weekly, definitely classic bullish divergence on the DXY, right? Not sure when it's gonna mature, but it's looking ready. It's looking better. That's definitely kind of a bullish pin bar on the weekly that just closed. So you have classic Class A bullish divergence where you make a low on price. Look at this low. All right, you lose all the negative momo. You have some positive momo that separates one island from the next one, and so a low, then the lower low with much lower levels of negative momentum. You're diverging. And it's the strongest form of divergence, which is implying on both oscillators. It's implying impending price action reversal to the upside on a very significant time scale. When you see classic bullish divergence on the weekly, that is extremely significant and should never be ignored. So please take heed that, what does this also imply? That sellers are exhausted. And a bullish pin bar on the weekly with the divergence at kind of a support here could manifest into an attempted rally, or maybe it goes to just run up to test $91 as resistance again, buyer induction before dumping to lower prices. Very real possibility with this classic Class A bullish divergence on the US dollar. It's been destroyed, man. I mean, even on something that's getting wrecked, I mean, they all eventually reverse, even if they're only going to make lower highs. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, which was looking head and shouldery, right? Looked kind of bad. It was at a reversal point too. Well, let's start with the weekly here. Yeah, definitely bearish and golden candle coming 28 minutes. But like that's the congestion area. Look, congestion area is down here. It reversed there. Oh, it fell below it, sprung. And is now the next one. So well below it. And you know what this means? Like if between these support resistances, what if it all comes all the way down to 61.68 again? The altcoins might have a really good time. Maybe. We know about the Ethereum and Bitcoin chart implying that. Imagine spamming. Imagine thinking spamming is going to do anything but get you timed out or hidden. It's just futility, man. Don't partake in futile experiences, right? Things that are going to yield nothing for you. It's a waste of time for you, and it's not whatever for everyone else. For you, man, it's like, what are you doing with your life? Just figure something else productive to do, and your life will be better. Archam, please read the description below. Thanks so much, dude. Please read the description below when requesting S coins. Cheers.
To look at Nano yesterday. I tipped $10.
Did you?
I either missed it or you forgot I got a smile.
I don't know, dude. If you haven't noticed lately, I look at a lot of assets now. A lot of charts, a lot of requests. Crazy amount of requests, so please be empathetic. I mean, on the weekly, Nano, like whatever, dude. Broke out. 322, it went up all the way to 519, pulling back, no edge, swing trader, crazy breakout though. All right, Archam, thanks, man. Remember, I mean, all that happened was it broke out, it broke the supply line of that upsloping resistance, and broke the highs looking left from May of 2019, exceeded all the inner fib extensions, and what did it do? It reversed at a 2.618, $5, man. Psychological resistance too. So whatever. What do you want from me as a swing trader? There's nothing for me here. Okay, Swing traders looking for stuff down here, like look a low and a second low with pretty much nice bullish divergence going on, back testing old resistance as support for the second time, confirmation. That's good stuff, man. So yeah, there might have been opportunity, but unfortunately no one was asking about Nano until we were butting up against this 163. No one asked about it down here, so, or requested it. All right, gotta look at XLM first. It's down 7.79%. Who cares? Looks like distribution going on with a base of buying at 27.8 cents, which is a support resistance from history. It's plotted there for a reason, man. You gotta go back. There it is, right? Just a base of buying. There's a lot of it up here. Congestion area. You don't really want to find yourself below it because based on historical context between 17 cents, yeah, 17 cents and 27.8 cents, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. I mean, right, if you break this area, there could be downside that could take you pretty much to 20 cents and lower. So XLM, really, you want to see market participants defend this area as support, and then we bounce off of it. But unfortunately, the only price action we're seeing right now, at least on the 4 hour, is you've defended it, you've rallied, you've dumped. Well, I mean, look at this. Look how much buying has come in. But the problem with buyers coming in at critical supports, and when you attempt your rally, you only make lower highs than the previous high. That is what you would consider distribution, right? Market participants are offloading their position, while a buy wall keeps the price propped up while they offload at these lower highs before eventually the bottom falls out, and it's pretty much sellers absorbing the remaining demand before the asset breaks that and falls much lower on prices. At this point, by all means, go ahead and dump, because there was opportunity on XLM. A Gartley with a little double bottom showed up, and that was it, man. It hit, exceeded, it went berserk off the entry. So at this point, who cares what happens to this asset now? Trader's market. That's all I see going on. It's kind of distribution with a buy wall, and just imagine if Bitcoin, the hammer doesn't really play out and it keeps selling off and goes and tests 35K again. This thing's done. It's going below 27 cents again. All right, so it's all on Bitcoin. If you want to hold 27.8 cents, Bitcoin better reverse here. Otherwise, no, I'll see you back down at like 20 cents, okay, on XLM. There's that request. Let's look at NEO. I haven't really been following this one too much. Up 17% today. My God. What a king. Remember the old trade setup from November, early November, hit all the targets and then dumped, and then we never saw it again until recently. So, there was just so much opportunity going on the markets that really just, it's like you can only put your money in so many assets, and there were already so many opportunities down here. Just NEO did what a lot of the other assets did, so whatever. Yeah, major double bottom like KNC, one low, another. You go to the daily or weekly, very visible there, and look, it's just breaking out.
Bitcoin Cash.
Look, it's hit the top of the butterfly, 25.85, and earlier it hit the highest levels it's seen in multiple years. So great stuff. When you break $22, you go straight up to the next resistance. So good to see. Could be one of those major XABC. We're working on D wave right now. Yep, look at it. $870 patrons, man, unbelievable. If you broke $25.85, which might be tough with a straight line up like this, $31 to $32 is your target. CBT, man, let's go! Dang, CBT.
Theta?
Yeah, look, Theta. That was looking interesting again, but kind of like, these moves down on Bitcoin are kind of like these mini ice ages for charts. They can be. Ice age, a wipeout. Wipes all data, all trade setups, everything that was, is just getting reset. And so on those initial resets, you need data. So it's like we got to wait like 5-6 days, maybe a week or more for real data to develop, where we attempt another sell-off, and on that second sell-off on the 4-hour, we're showing the seller exhaustion, right? It's the same thing, man, over and over and over again, right? You get big runs up, then you get volatility that resets everything. The reset takes time with new data, so we can develop a new edge on a new asset, on a different asset, and then we can take the trade. But on days like this, it's like, this is scalper stuff, not swing trader stuff, okay? We thrive before all this happens, right? Okay, next one is MDLA. No, I am going in order, by the way. You're literally wrong if you're saying do the first person's request, whatever. Nah, dude, you're wrong. I'm right. I'm doing it in order. Next one's MDLA. Pretty simple chart. Here it is. Trying to break that neckline. Wow, good to see what happened. Man, look at this 4-hour. I haven't really been looking at the 4-hour. That's a really nice bullish convergence there. Hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. Let's go. Bouncing on the 200 moving average. You did close, it seems, above the ice line where you weren't. You had not done that until, I guess, Friday. So what's the weekly look like? That's what we've been looking at. Okay, yeah, you did get okay, wow. So on Friday, very good stuff happened. That's insane price action because it was not like that on Thursday. So I guess when you checking back up on now, bullish engulfing candle, confirmed breakout of the inverse head and shoulders pattern, now confirmed inverse head and shoulders. The next target is obviously $43. If you break that, 100% measure move of MDLA is 53.72. If you wanted another target above 53.72 from high to low, your next target would be 62.53, the 1618 gold mean ratio. Beautiful chart. Bruh. Nice to see. Very good confirmation close on Friday. What a pump, dude. What was it up on Friday? No wonder it was up it was up 7.5%. Incredible. Sandman, will you stop crying, dude? I mean, that's all you're doing is literally crying about Ethereum Classic. Yeah, it gets 51% attacked all the time, and there's better opportunity out there everywhere on all markets. Who cares? You're almost like an XRP moon boy, the way you're talking right now. God, man. Oh, let me guess. You can only make money on ETC. You can't make money anywhere else in this market, right? Is that what you're saying? Cry about it. What is the ticker again for this? The BCHSV. Oh, BS. It's just BSV now. Okay. I know. Imagine tying emotions to currency. And he's like, fake news, saying I hate something. You know it takes emotional effort to hate something, right? That is extremely fake news because I don't care about Ethereum Classic. So if you don't care about something, you can't hate it. What exchange will we do BSV on? I guess Bitfinex. Sure. Oh, okay. We looked at it recently. It was a big range, just like Bitcoin Cash. Look what you did. Nice. It held, and then this. Okay, so maybe there was a creek here. Yeah, you jumped across. I guess we would look at it like this now. That would have been the creek. You jumped across that creek and just blasted off, man. Very similar to YFI. Very similar. So it broke the range and is now spending some time back testing the top of the range as support. Resetting the oscillator on the 4-hour anyway. Hey, who knows? Maybe if it holds, dude, then you could probably see 290 again. But yeah, there is that one peak from July 30th that you are not above. Plot that right there. And there's a high there. There's definitely price action correlation there historically. February 16th. And March of this year. So yeah, I mean, you gotta get back above that probably. If not, you see yourself at 227 again. A nice range though. Very, very pretty.
Hi, Mitch. Could you please look at Mara? Thank you.
We're going to, sure. Thank you, dude. Man, what a crazy close for Medallia. You got to, dude, I'm telling you, just, it really is, it warrants this. Okay, if you're watching the stream, I mean, how many people are here? Okay, 2,100 people here. They're watching Medallia on their chart. You must understand how significant this close was. A bullish engulfing on the weekly, breaking the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Very large, okay? We're talking, it is a 1 year large pattern. Over 1 year large pattern. The upside potential on Medallia is insane. It's a stock, it's not an S coin. Sorry. But, there you go, dude.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
You want a value? Here's some value, right? So BSV looked at, done son. All right, so now we got to look at just normal Bitcoin Cash.
Do you always wait for a breakout and go confirmation before placing a long? Or is a closing candle above resistance enough?
You always want to wait for breakout and go confirmation. For me though, Elon at all-time highs, I never really trade breakouts, right? You know what I'm looking for. If you're a patron, you've been a patron long enough, you know exactly what I want. Do I ever really do breakout trade setups? I don't. It's not to say you can't do it, but normally when you're break hooking going, you don't. It's already played out from the bottom where we're looking for the momentum to shift, right? Like the double bottom at the ice line, the springs, the back test of the springs, where we want to, the best, where the smartest money is. That's where we're looking for the longs. The break hooking goes like, whatever. We're already far in the green on the asset, you know, when it's breaking out, hooking, and going, right? But, you know, there's three types of breakouts. There's the regular candle close breakout, then a breakout with a back test, okay, and then a breakout, a back test, and then a bullish engulfing candle, right? And obviously the breakout, the back test, and then the bullish engulfing candle, 3+ candles. That's your strongest form of confirmation. So yeah, it would always be prudent to wait for that, but you're not always going to get that on breakouts. And that's why it's like, hey, you don't even, with the system I'm trying to teach, you don't have to worry about that stuff because you've bought at lower prices most of the time. What's up, Lindy? All right, Bitcoin Cash. Well, parabolic run. What was it? The chart we were looking at? I had it like this. Posted for patrons long before the huge moon shot. We were just talking about it going parabolic, and it was slightly above 350, and it's like, hey, there's not much of any resistance until $500. You hit 500 and just blast through it like it was nothing, and went to the next resistance above that at 630 to 650, and that's where we pulled back, but not by much.
See a bull pennant on the 4 hours, but I'm not sure.
Green-eyed BTBT. If that's an S coin, you gotta look at the rules. You know the rules, dude. And description. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's an actual stock. I don't know. It is a stock. All right, we can look at it. Yeah. It sounds like an S coin, doesn't it? I think we've looked at it before too. Now that you bring it up again. So wow, what a run! It's gone, dude. There's like above 650 is like 850, I think, right? Or 870. Yeah. Look. If Bitcoin Cash ever broke 650, chat. Understand historical context. It's pretty much straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, right? Very little, it's going to be a very thin order book between 650 and 875, right? There's not going to be much supply in between these areas based on history. So yeah, if it can break, but that's the thing, right? It's the ifs, if it breaks it. But if it can't, it's obviously a reversal point where if you don't break 650, you reject it, then eventually you're most likely going to see $500 again. So you ready for that? So it's all about the ifs here on these stupid runs, these crazy markups in price. If you break it, yeah, could see 875 as fast as you saw from, 350 when we broke that to 650, right? I mean, it could happen that fast. So just got to remain cognizant. There's not a potential swing trade at this current time. Sorry.
Thanks for your wisdom. Can you look at SNX?
Thank you, Crypto Ally.
It seems to be going up regardless of BTC's fluctuations, and it looks to now be in blue sky price discovery. Tempted to take some profit on SNX.
Sure, Charlie, and thanks for the 15-pound super chat, man. And thanks for the 2,269 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, that like button, that bell. That's what's up, Varice. Thanks for the 10. Yeah, we look at VeChain. All right. VeChain doing things. Everything doing things. I mean, it's unreal, dude. Monero. Hey, remember, what was the last thing I said on stream yesterday about Monero? It was one of the last assets I looked at on stream. It's almost impossible to believe that Monero, Zcash, and Dash are all killing it right now. And guess what Zcash is going to do for the first time in like 5-6 months? It's going to get a weekly candle close above $76, which means, all right, we could see $90 to $100. Oh, wait, you're already at $96.69 on the asset. Unreal, dude. It's going to be the highest candle close in the weekly in a long time for Zcash, and this is very good. I mean, it's extremely bullish. We knew Monero was already an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. What's up, Sabas? Was it Sabas in that Big Lebowski? You know, John Goodman. He celebrates Sabas something. I don't know.
See what happens, Larry?
Relax, everyone. Okay, let's see. Mara? No, Theta. Theta's next. Theta's holding on. There's that. We talked about this a little yesterday. It's weird though. This is really tough. This one's a coin flip almost, because you can clearly see you're in a very bullish trend, but the issue is consecutive levels of distribution going on with a buy wall. Bitcoin holds up and actually hits 40K plus again. Theta's probably going to $2.45, $2.55. If Bitcoin does not catch bids and starts going to 35K again, you can clearly see what's going to happen, right? Anything below 176 is bad. Anything above 186 is bullish. But you got to eventually capture highs higher than 210 now, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, the base of buying, back testing the December 26th high at 176 as support. Now you're trying to somewhat engulf and hammer pin bar.
Do you think it is worth holding for like 3 more months, or should I take profits?
I'm not gonna ever tell you what to do, Jesse, but if one hasn't taken any profits on Cardano yet, if you looked at the monthly, it's a very critical area where it could reverse majorly. But yeah, I don't think taking profit on S coins at any time it's always prudent, because they're all backed by speculation. Okay. Bitcoin's backed by actual trust and institutions now. These altcoins are not. Anyway, so if this holds long enough, you'll get another rally, and the target would be 245 to 255, and you broke that, forget about it, fib extensions. So it's just like, will the run continue for Theta? If it's gotta hold this. And you know, it's almost like you have, that's what makes this so confusing, so tough here. It's like contradicting variables, where price action, if we understand price action, it's not bullish with the lower highs.
Super chat at $49.99. Hey bro, can you look at XTZ? Rocket.
Sleaze, thanks for the $50 super chat. Yeah, we'll look at Tezos. Put it on the list. Thank you, man. So it kind of just like makes you, gives you a headache almost, where the price action we know is bearish with the lower highs consecutively with the same lows, but you have triple MACD class B bullish divergence, impending price action reversal to the upsides being applied here. Or now it's like you had like hidden bullish divergence that played out to give you that lower high, and now you actually have a little bit of classic bullish divergence on the RSI. So all you need to know is if you fall below 176 with a candle close, it's over. You're done. You want nothing to do with Theta below that level. But Above that level, there is upside that could take you to 245, 255, and if you ever broke that, then you're going to all-time highs, 280, and then your gold mean ratio is $3.10. So we would just say $3 psychological resistance if this held. It's all on Bitcoin, I think, man. It's all on Bitcoin. Theta has been killing it. It's been doing so well. Remember the trade setup we had late December played out beautifully.
Yes, it is giving me a headache.
Okay, well, again, like if it's merely a coin flip's chance because of the distribution and the divergence, the contradicting variables, right? At least you know how to assess your risk here, where you want nothing to do with Theta below 176, and that's it. And if it stays above that long enough, eventually 255 and then higher. At least it's easy to somehow manage your risk. That's at least we could say that about Theta, okay? Very good. Thanks for the thought. All right, Mara, next request. Absurdity, right? Absolute absurdity. 100% retrace tested on Friday, 2639 or 2811 was that high to lows where I got my Fibonacci there, and you're above, like, you know, there's a congestion area here. I mean, if you break this, 3568 would be the next target, but my God, you're starting to test your luck on an asset if you're a trader. It's like, how high can this go? Eventually a pullback's going to happen and some gaps are going to fill, so this is pure FOMO stuff. You're at crazy levels.
SM/BTC and USDT. It looks extremely bullish on the BTC pair. Thanks in advance.
Trainovator, thanks for the €10 super chat. Sure, add it to the list, all right? So there's nothing I can do. It's overbought. Highest levels of positive momentum on the daily since November of 2017. What happened then? Well, you ended up reversing eventually. So just know this. I mean, below 2065, there's no support. So when the hammer comes down on this asset and the sellers reverse this thing, which they will eventually, no between. Like, look at the correlation of price action, straight down, eventually straight up, straight down, straight up. So what could happen when the reversal comes? It could do straight down again. Just understand, no support resistance between like $6.25 and $20. So good luck, man. Whew. EOS was having a good run until Bitcoin said get the heck out of here. Still okay though. That's still okay. Hidden bullish divergence. Kind of hard to say. So much freaking chop, man. So much chop. I know a lot of lines. We had this Wyckoff range and stuff before. It's pretty good. This should turn into like a bigger range. Let me get rid of some of this. We might need to go to the weekly on this. We'll know there's opportunity in the 4 hour right now after that dump. And plus, man, Bitcoin, if Bitcoin dumps, dude, look, it's so sad.
Any updates for LTC?
What's up, Panda? Thanks for the 11s. We'll look at it. We'll put it on the... Shoot, man, we didn't even look at that beginning of the stream. Sorry about that. Yeah, 170 or below 175. It's going to go with Bitcoin, all right? Bitcoin could never launch. Look at this volume. Historical volume this week. Might have been most of the selling, right? But this is like Litecoin before Litecoin mooned. But didn't like one of the main guys from EOS step down? Isn't he like done? I mean, sometimes there maybe is a reason why assets stay low, right? But if we're just talking about a supply line being broken, this is exactly where Litecoin went up and went to, right, its highest points since June of 2019. So you're still at technically low risk areas on EOS on a weekly time frame, but you're not catching many bids. It's kind of pathetic that in the market conditions so strong like this, the asset here is still from a high to low at a 23% retrace. That's really bad. Since that low got put in, EOS has not even made a common retrace yet. The common retrace is the golden zone between a 38% retrace and a 61.8% retrace. Still hasn't done that. That's kind of sad, man. That's really bad. So what would happen if Bitcoin went through a 3-month, 2-month correction? This thing's going to be going down to like 135 again, 150. So it's like, you know, we always talk about these cycles for Bitcoin. It's like, right, when we're trying to trade alts, Bitcoin is the ticking time bomb, because eventually Bitcoin's going to wipe it out, right? So what happens during the cycle when we're trading altcoins when Bitcoin's going up, right? Some altcoins, the trade setups play out amazingly. I mean, so much that they just blast through targets and then they double them or triple them, right? Then sometimes the trade setups play out perfectly and they reverse right around the area where profit taking should happen. And then you've got assets that were showing promising trade setups near the end of the little cycle where Bitcoin was going on a run, and then the Bitcoin volatility and the selling came in, and those altcoins that looked so promising ended up just crapping out and failing miserably, right? It was like, oh, it looked like an inverse head and shoulders, but you ran out of time because you never launched while Bitcoin was doing well. So it's just like Ethereum or EOS might be in one of those situations where if it's time, Bitcoin's at 96 on the RSI on the weekly, I mean, and EOS is here at 23%, that's really bad, man. What's up, Jesse? Thanks, dude. Okay, so EOS, not good. Even though low risk area still, you gotta ask the question, why is it still at a low risk area this deep into the Bitcoin bull cycle, right? It's bad. It's not a good thing, really. I think that shows the health of it. How little the sentiment cares. How bearish the sentiment is on EOS. The price is so low. Anyway, don't want to spend too much time on this. Yeah, we did look at this. BT, it's a stock, Bit Digital. It blasted off last week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's like Bitcoin, tied to Bitcoin. So like Mara, like Riot, like Hive, like MicroStrategies, it just straight line up. Broke all-time highs. The only support that makes any sense at all would be 1357, and you're at $25. So no value there. No strategic entry right now. No data on candles. 2618, it's 34.93. Maybe you get there. I don't know. It's exceeded the major inner fib extensions, the 1272 to 1618. So nothing you can really do here, man. Right? There's no strategic entry for a trade the way I do it. Okay, so congratulations on the huge run up. Got nothing much more to say about it. It's just consolidating now, filling a gap. Looks like. Maybe that continues and you run up. But if Bitcoin dumps, you know where this is going, right? I mean, I think all these blockchain equities are going to they might get beaten down on tomorrow, right, at open.
When you get a chance, please. Thank you for all you do, Mitch.
Thanks, Christopher.
Can you check ITX things?
If you want, man. All right, chat. A new day has been born. A new week has been born. A new 4-hour candle has been born. Highest 4-hour candle of all time. Beautiful, dude. At least we can celebrate that. Never before has Bitcoin on the weekly closed at a price of $38,000 ever. So it just happened. So welcome to history, chat. We did it. But as soon as the new week started, some selling has also started. So. Of course, 40K is a major psychological resistance. No one said it wasn't. That's always been the case. Whoops. Yep, I'm just going to put my Instagram. Go follow it soon. I'll be making my Instagram public, and I'll be starting to post infographics to where, like, eventually once all the posts happen, you can just go to my Instagram and you can just on the fly, it's almost like flashcards for education of chart patterns, Japanese candlesticks, support resistance, breaking goods, all that stuff. I want it, you know, I'm trying to grow my Instagram, but also try to reach more people to where more people will respect the TA in the end, right? So just posted it there, go follow me, and I'll be sure to, you know, just saying, soon. Just you want to be in ahead of time. All right, great stuff. Go to Ethereum real quick on the weekly. Second highest candle close of all time. Well, no, you know, was it the monthly? Oh, that's right. Yeah, is it confirmed? Yes, confirmed the second highest candle close of all time, just barely though. There was a candle high close the week of January 22nd, 2018 at 1250, and we closed at 1254. So, oof, real close. But right there, again, to start the week, we just got some selling going on, and that's understandable. Definitely understandable. And yeah, let's go to Bitcoin's 4 hour that did paint actually a bullish pin bar, but here it is. Here's your bullish pin bar. Not really a bullish hammer, is it? The wick's kind of high there. I mean, that still counts as a bullish pin bar. So you just got to hold here, and you got to start losing this negative momentum at some point, like consecutively. Like, look at this. How many candle wicks? Like 4 different ones, right? You got to get 3. You got to get 5, 6, right? You got to lose that negative momentum if you want to start talking about hidden bullish divergence being a possibility off the Japanese candlestick, but you aren't. Like, as soon as the week started, you're just selling off. No bids have come in this week yet at all. So, and it all started with bearish divergence that really had just not played out quite yet. You broke the demand line, you were going sideways, and then the bearish engulfing candle. So we'll see. Let it be known, the trend, long-term trend on Bitcoin is stupidly, extremely bullish still. So interesting chart, yeah. So scalpers push the price up from the low, and we're gonna see what the bulls are made of at these levels. All right, another request was SNX to BTC. Sure, we'll look at it. Not so much data. It's okay though. It's an okay chart. Gotta love that price action down there.
Beginner question. If I put in a limit buy or sell and it never gets to that price where I cancel it, do I still get charged a service fee? Love the vids.
No.
Thank you. New to all this.
Oh boy, they're back, chat. They're back, and they've come in larger numbers. They're like the sand people from Tatooine. Good luck, mods. You've been training for this your whole lives. Just kidding. So, yeah, it did break the range. I mean, it did break a range here. I love how it held the all-time lows, you know? And yeah, it broke out, but could be working on bearish divergence or something. Fibonacci-wise. High to low. 38% retrace. So you've hit your moderate retrace, right? The zone of common retraces on an asset. It's retracing between 36.50 and 48.34. I mean, so, you know, if you're talking about being bullish on this, you're literally implying that SNX to BTC is going to outperform Bitcoin for a while, for weeks, right? If you think it's going to keep going higher. I mean, maybe it could. Sure. Maybe it could. But I just don't know. Betting, when you bet on the BTC pairs, right, you're almost betting against Bitcoin, and you're betting on SNX, which I have no idea what it even is, you know.
Super chat to fight off the 50k crowd. Had XMR for a while and would like to know how much more room it has to run.
Plenty, right? Plenty. We'll look at it. Add it to the list. So yeah, it's hard to argue about higher lows not being made. They are, right? I mean, it's pretty much like sideways from November to January, and now you're finally making a higher low, I guess, right? And 200 moving average. Well, the daily looks fine. Daily looks okay, like it could go higher. Now you haven't back tested. I think you would want to back test 3374 Satoshis before going higher. That could be an entry, and that's an easy way to size up risk, right, on the asset. Like, say this isn't SNX to Bitcoin. Say it's just like, you know, Google or something, right? Easy to size it up, where we don't really want price action below that because that's the range, top of the range. Okay, well, that's it, man. Whatever your collective, that next resistance, like, where traders set it up, a high point on the weekly right there, September 27th. You know, that could be a target. Pretty easy to assess it. If you got a back test here, right, could have a tight stop, and then it bounces off that, then it would run up to 48.53. So it's just a way to look at it. Sure. Unfortunately, you don't know, like, if the context historically was like this, I'd feel a lot better about it, but it's not. I mean, it just recently hit all-time lows. So it could be just like it broke down, it's bear flagging and setting up for lower prices, much greater lower prices, right? A much greater move, wave down, like a huge wave down, consolidation that is just moderate, and then eventually Bitcoin starts going again, and then it dumps more, right? So you don't have this context to let you know that you're in this long-term uptrend and this is just a higher low. This was not. This was a lower low. So, you know, you can't feel as comfortable about this because of that. All right. Bitcoin 37,681, far away from 50K, like the bot scrubs are saying. They were screaming that yesterday. Look at them now. How many of those people got obliterated and are so deep underwater right now because they probably bought Bitcoin near its lowest level of the new week, new day, new 4 hour. Okay, let's see. VeChain, next asset requested, down 2.58%. It's, you know, like, if you're looking at it already, I mean, it's the swing trader, position trader, it's already played out, right? You know, early November, what was it? Now it's gone, right? Now it's, I would think, like, if VeChain doesn't hold 2.6 cents, it's coming down to 2.1 cents. I think it would have a nasty drop. There's very little support resistance and price action correlation between 1.9 cents and 2.6 cents. Okay, so this could be over for a while. This could sell off and go down to 2 cents, 2.6 cents, right? I mean, the previous highs. So if Bitcoin does it, you know it's coming. It's gonna happen. A pullback here. All right, you get this Fibonacci low, previous just low there to high, and you see 38% retrace where the wicks have been. So again, yeah, 618 is back at that level, right? This high from July 8th. Yeah, man, a lot of downside on VeChain at these levels. Yeah, it could get killed. It could pull back 50%, 61%, and it wouldn't be weird. And it could still make a higher low than the previous low and be in a bull trend still. So yeah, you just hit all-time highs on VeChain. You're crapping around, and if Bitcoin sells off, it tests 35K and lower, then this is certainly, almost certainly, going down to 1.8 cents, 1 or 2 cents again, okay? Yep. Look, what is that? I don't have this plotted for no reason. Look left. That's it. That's all you have. And look, straight up, straight down. That's it. That's the only price action. And then you went straight up. And if you break it, you're going to go straight down. It's so easy. 2 cents will be the target if it breaks 2.6 cents. All right. You got to pray for Bitcoin. There's your VeChain. Cardano, next one. Look, dude. Look at the monthly on Cardano. It's insane.
Favorite and least favorite chart pattern to trade? Are some patterns typically more reliable than others?
I like reversal patterns more than continuations by far. Like, because then I can give myself way more data. And so the more data or the more variables that coincide, the stronger your argument, and pretty much kind of in a way giving you a higher percentage chance of it going that way. So, but in the end, it's only a weighted coin. It's never a certainty. So, I mean, the best trade setups fail. But that's why you practice proper position sizing, right? Your last trade, you have the same position as this trade. It's the same as the next trade and the next trade after that. Position sizing and risk management, right? So to me, my favorite, I guess, would be always the harmonic at critical ice lines from history. where you've hit one bottom and you methodically hit a second bottom that's a 786, 886 retrace. And again, at that PCZ is an ice line from history that's been tested and bounced off a bunch of times. And then there's seller exhaustion on the 4 hour. And then maybe on the daily, there's hidden bullish divergence, right? That's definitely maybe one of the most powerful trade setup combinations. Thanks, dude. So what happened on Cardano on the monthly? It ran up and tested and kind of broke for a minute the highest level of all time, or the highest level, you know, on Binance. Right, you hit that. Look at the pullback you've seen. So that obviously is a proper profit-taking level if one especially got in on that Rising 3 methods, the most textbook Rising 3 methods I've ever seen in crypto, right here on Cardano, and it really the most respected because of look at the follow-through price action after the Rising 3 methods. So gorgeous, dude. That should be probably my first infographic. Chailing you out there, man. Rising 3 methods. And the volume signature was the Jesus. It was perfect volume signature. That's the way it's always supposed to be. Those 5 volume candles right there. High volume on the first one, and then the 3 within, low volume, and then on your 5th candle is highest volume. That's the strongest. Wow, it's so good. Anyway, Bitcoin 37,574. I don't know, man. There have been chances. There have been opportunities where there was an edge on Bitcoin and it looked okay, it looked good. Impending price action continuation, the upside, you just don't have that yet. I'm sorry. There's just not enough data for Bitcoin to be able to say there's a higher probability it's going one way or another. Correct. That's your Cardano, man. Nothing wrong with ever taking profit on an asset that appreciated in value in 3 months. 276%. Never a problem. I don't know. See, these are like crypto entitled questions, right? It's like if you're a normal market participant and you trade in normal market conditions, you shouldn't even have to ask that question, right? All right, Tezos haven't been really following this one lately. Monthly bullish engulfing candle, so with 21 days, so you got a long way to go, dude. But just making look a low, higher low, now higher lows. That's good, very good. So accumulation still going on, at least in the weekly for Tezos, and it's broken 256, which isn't really visible on the weekly as support resistance. So I'll hide that. But it did test that candle high close April 27th. So yeah, and it's like, look at that. There's a lot of chop there, a lot of consolidation at that point. So if you could ever break 276, 313, 333 have always been targets. Weekly's not really helping. I mean, there was... dang, and that sucks. There was bearish convergence going on. There was not hidden bullish divergence on the weekly, but you just started building your positive momentum, so it could continue. I think it's really all on Bitcoin. Remember the falling wedge? The breakout, it hit the targets and then dumped, and then it went down to test the bottom of the support resistance area before having a really big bounce. A decent amount, a handful of these S coins did that. They hit a bottom, they rallied, then they made another bottom, and they're rallying again, like Neo, KNC.
4 hours, daily, weekly, making higher lows on all 3 charts. Thanks.
Zanchez, thank you for the 1222. Sure, we'll look at it, none. All right. Yeah, you'd think like if it was going to keep running, I mean, target would probably be $3.05 to $3. I mean, 293 right there. They're just all these peaks, man. There's so much congestion. There's so much so that just means there's so many areas where a potential reversal could happen, and it just happened to be where traders settled up on the daily April 29th, right? That's it. That's a big one. That's a big reversal point. You break that, hey, yeah, 333, 380. But if you don't, you could eventually find yourself back testing 229 as support, right? You could back test that to see if it's valid, which you already did. You actually already did 2 days ago before running to the next resistance. So I don't think there's an edge currently at this time on Tezos for a long right now. There was classic bullish divergence just on the daily, just like there was Link Link had that too. Several assets had classic Class A bullish divergence, including Cardano on the daily before it mooned and hit the target of the rectangle and went much higher. So, all right, man. Tezos. KSM to BTC.
You should look at this.
You said USDT too, though. I'm just gonna look at one. Oh, we already looked at it, Ben. Thanks, man. KSM hanging pretty strong, man. Distribution range going on. Dude, this is almost like a textbook diamond pattern, right? We don't get to see those very often. Yeah, we gotta maybe. Hey, I never get to see these really. Let's see if we can plot it here. Well, let's just mess around and have fun for a second, okay? And that is just the warring between buyers and sellers. That's all a diamond is. It is a neutral pattern, about the exact same level of indecision as a symmetrical triangle, okay? So neutral patterns, they're not like, you know, what's your favorite thing to trade? Definitely not neutral patterns. Those are not my favorite to trade. I normally want bullish patterns. Kind of tough here, be like that. And diamonds aren't supposed to be perfect, right? They're supposed to be oblong and weird looking. So diamond stuff on KSM, above a critical support resistance. So start trying to make it look pretty. There's your diamond. Beautiful, beautiful diamond. Obviously, we know how to measure the size, right? All right, the size of the diamond is the measured move from the breakout. So if it broke down, you could think, oh, $47, $49, the congestion area. Duh. That makes sense. Yeah, if you break 63 bucks, you're very good chance you're going down to that level, right? Look at the historical context. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. If you break it, you're going straight down again. Duh. All right, but if it broke to the upside and held above this, Bitcoin didn't crash. All right, whenever it broke out of the upside, then you'd have a target up here that would continue. Diamonds can act as bearish reversals, bullish reversals, bearish continuations, bearish reversals, right? So there are targets on both sides for this neutral pattern. Get a coin, flip it. That's probably where it's going, all right? So they're 90 bucks or 50 bucks on KSM. Pretty gorgeous looking structure here. All right, cool. A little bit of education. The diamond, man, the rare diamond pattern. $50 or $90, man. Okay, it's KSM. Panda wants to see Litecoin. Should have looked at it early. I need to like just remember that. What's up, Saba's Vision? Thank you, dude. 49 Super Chat. Same thing like on Ethereum, right? Where, remember what I did? I like got the wick, sounds like this, and then we did this or something. Yeah, pretty similar stuff.
Hey, what do you think the massive scam links on the total.to mean?
Not sure, man. It's an aggregate of many variables across many different assets. So it's just not easy, man. Like I think it's not easy for all that data to be collected and to be charted on one chart, right? I've seen oftentimes when insanity happens, the data gets like reanalyzed, and you end up getting a new candle where it was like, whoa, it looked like this, and then the next day it's different. It's like, whoa, it didn't look like this yesterday because it got changed up or something. So I don't know, man. You're talking about when the more variables you have, right, on an aggregate ticker, the higher the probability there is for weird looking stuff on that chart, I would think. So Litecoin, man, can't break 179, you're screwed, right? I mean, whatever. You can try to make sense of a channel, demand line, whatever. You're in a parabolic run, man. Okay, this thing, you had your opportunity. A Litecoin opportunity, September 23rd, 2020. I'll never forget that date. That was the bullish shark pattern trade setup handed to patrons, pinged at everyone. It took a little while to take off because it built more of an opportunity for longs, right? A classic accumulation structure, right? Inverse head and shoulders or rise in three valleys at the PCZ, at a congestion area with a daily bullish divergence. I mean, that was it. And people even questioned me because the market was so uncertain back then. We are not in the same conditions we're in now. Patrons were like, are you sure? Are you sure this is good? Maybe we should wait. And it's like, it's like, it doesn't matter how we feel about the market. It's about the variables on the chart, and look what it manifested into. Then it even, on the pullback, created another harmonic, a bullish Gartley, and look where it went, man. So when you're asking me about Litecoin now, I have nothing to tell you. If you asked me about Litecoin in late September, you knew exactly how I felt about it. You're at 179, 172. You couldn't break it. You're below it. You closed the week below it. Look left. All right, just a big congestion area, like a potential reversal area. So you're below it. So that means the longer you stay below it, the higher the probability becomes in time. You go to test 146 again. All right, which is right here. All right, so there's a pretty thin order book, right? Not going to be many asks and bids between 146 and 170s, all right? As you can see kind of what happened once we broke it. I mean, immediately you broke it and went straight up to test it before pulling back. Held it as support, then ran again, and it's just been regarded as resistance, and now you're below it. So you could eventually meander back to 146 to test it again. All right, you're just stuck in a range from history on Litecoin. Yeah, and if it held here and started reversing, you could get triple MACD, hidden bullish divergence, but we have no idea, right? Because Bitcoin could just keep dumping, man. You could see 35K again, you see 35K again, you're going to 146, dude, on Litecoin for sure. Salvos, you're new to the channel, subscribed. How do you become a member? I mean, this like Patreon? We have a link. There it is. Look. Just below you, Brad Fisher said patreon.com/MishRayTA. That's it. Here it is. Here's the link if you want to join the Patreon. You asked. So. $870 patrons, all-time highs. It's incredible, dude. S-Coin, full stack creative. Thanks for the 10. I don't know what that means. S-Coin. Thanks, dude. I mean, someone requested Argo blockchain. No data. IPO'd, I guess, December 21st. What can I do here? There's nothing to do. It's not enough candles. Sorry, dude. What am I supposed to do? This? Okay, you're in an uptrend, dude. Congratulations on your uptrend with 3 candles. Wow, dude. There's nothing I can do here, okay? Somehow you're overbought on the 4 hour. Great. But it's just like, when you request stuff like that, there's nothing I can do, man. When you request assets like Riot, Mara now, that have gone up like too much and they're straight lines up, there's no chart, there's nothing to do on it. It's just like, yeah, support resistance look left. There's no trade setup potential here at all. My God, I didn't realize there's so many. PLTR, Plantier. Well, it attempted a breakout and failed. Definitely attempted a breakout and failed. Maybe a harmonic or something. Now you adjust because of the fake out, and you can see that's the supply line that must be broken. So you got like the bottom of the range, and now you have the top of the range, right? So let me get rid of the Fibonacci so you can see it a little bit more clear. So you're range bound on an asset, and there's a supply line upon you. If you can break the supply line, the target's 31.25 to 33.49, right? The good news, the really good news, I'm taking it. It was good, but now it's like, is there hidden bullish divergence? Really hard to say now, because now you have, I mean, that's a low, and this is still a higher low some freaking how, man. So that was it, but it ended up, I guess it played a continuation for a minute and then dumped. So that could still be an argument for hidden bullish divergence here. So it's pretty easy on Palantir or whatever to assess risk. You want nothing to do with PLTR below 2120. That's it. You're done. But if it holds above this long enough, then the target's eventually 31.25 and 33.50. And if you wanted targets above that, easy, just high to low. And then you get 36.87 as your 1272 fib extension, and then 41.15 is your gold mean ratio. So it's in the range, I guess, but there is distribution going on. Remember, we just looked at that on one of the S coins. Distribution, kind of a base of buying, right? And if it breaks 2120, it's most likely going to eventually fall down to like 11 bucks or so, because there's just straight up, and it would be straight down. There's very little data because it's an IPO. Wow.
Can you look at Tilray?
I guess we'll look at everything, man. We'll look at it all. Could be Matthew D. Let's see what happens at the creek, man. I'll see you at the creek with the tube, man. We're gonna go tubing once we break the creek. So have an alert set up on PLTR. If it breaks that, yep, could, again, you know the targets, top of the range. Okay. Next one is ICX, next request. You noticed I've been live for an hour and a half, and we've been doing nothing but requests, except that little tidbit of tripping through time on Bitcoin at the beginning of the stream. I mean, it hit a resistance. I haven't looked at ICX, and like, you know, I plot this stuff. This was traders set it up their highest point August 21st of this year. You ran up, you hit that, and what did you do? You reverse there, right? Because that's what happens where traders set up in history, you test that. It's either you break it in moon or you reverse there. You did reverse, and what have you done? 55.13 cents. I don't know, plotted that. That was back tested as support. So now you're in the dead middle of an area where there could be, you know, not many orders.
Thanks, Mitch.
I mean, it was all-time highs. I don't know. I haven't looked at the assessment after the crazy Bitcoin volatility that's still kind of going on a little bit. But yeah, bullish pin bar on ICX just like Bitcoin. And if this held and we started rallying, you could argue hidden bullish divergence, but you're so close that I think you need more data to say with, you know, more confidence that hidden bullish divergence is real. Because what if it just keeps selling off, right? One low, a higher low, with about the exact same levels of positive, but actually slightly higher levels of negative Momo. That is Class A hidden bullish divergence. Impending price action continuation to the upside, 73 cents. So if this is it, that support was tested and held, and the bullish pin bar is going to play out, then 73 cents will be the target. RSI also showing hidden bullish divergence, assuming Bitcoin holds here and doesn't dump to lower prices. This will get completely invalidated if Bitcoin dumps. Okay, it's not going to play out. But if Bitcoin does pivot, it could be going to test 73.8 cents again, okay, on ICX. Monero. Just remember yesterday, I'll see you at 169. What happened? We exceeded 169, and now we're at the top of a major structure Monero's been in since the beginning, August of last year, right? That supply line's being tested for the first time since October 12th. Beautiful. This was bullish. We talked about it yesterday. If you took heed of what I talked about on Monero yesterday, you can't be surprised. What was once like resistance is being used as support. And again, there's no resistance. It was 168, 169. We're there. We broke it. High volume. So I don't know, man. It'd be crazy, yeah, if you broke the supply line, that'd be insane. But this is this is an area where you could reverse to pull back to back test 170 for the first time of this run, right? Because it's only been resistance. You've never been able to sustain it or hold it as support. So I would think it would make plenty of sense for Monero to pull back to 170, go down $10, test it, and if it holds, that would confirm to market participants that a support is in. It's not no longer resistance, and then it would bounce off that and maybe go to much higher prices. Okay, that's your Monero. Top of a channel, top of a structure. Okay, beautiful. And y'all running me ragged today. That's kind of been like every day lately, right? With the requests. Thanks so much for the 2,175 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, that like button, that bell, that sub. We could get 1,000 likes in 5 minutes if y'all wanted. There's so many people watching, you know. 1K likes, man. We can do that.
Who's there? Mustache. Mustache you? A mustache you a TA question that I WLL shave it through later.
Thank you, Eric, for the mustache shaves. Thank you, dude.
Bruh.
First bro of the day, I think. Thank you, dude. Hey, Daz. Thanks so much for joining the Patreon right now. My God, 871 strong.
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Thank you, Daz. Please be sure to sync with the Patreon to the Discord. You got to do it, man. You have to. I'll see you in the Patreon chat. Incredible. Thank y'all for all the support. It means everything, right? 100% crowdsourced stream. There's no affiliate marketing links that get pushed here, and there's no monetization via advertising. Okay, it's all crowdsourced by y'all. Okay. Someone asked about the DXY, even though we already looked at it. I'll just look at it real quick for a second. That is back inside that wedge. Oh yeah, that was another thing. You're back inside the wedge, so you think the target with the weekly bullish divergence would take you all the way up to at least 91.32. I definitely think that weekly hidden bullish divergence was the topic discussed, but you got a falling wedge. You were out of it. You tested that support looking left from years ago, and now you're rallying. So you could. That's exactly what I mean, man. Like you could be. You're due. You are due for a reversal. The chart is implying. That chart is literally telling us that sellers are exhausted and a reversal's coming. And it could take you all the way to 91.40, okay? The previous high-low support. What's up, Eddie? Spin on a Sunday? It'd probably go in debt if I got it, but let's be real. We knew it was never going to land on Chug anyway, so get wrecked, dude. Thank you. Yeah, of course, DXY is still in a downtrend, but it doesn't matter. Downtrends get reversals. They get common retraces all the time, dude. That's an invalid argument. Say it's in a downtrend, doesn't matter. If you're showing weekly bullish divergence, that's where trends reverse. Or that's where at least the short-term trend reverses. You have think about it, man. You're at an ice line. You have a bullish pin bar confirmed last week, and you have bullish divergence on both oscillators in the weekly. That's 4 coinciding variables right there, giving you a pretty strong argument that the US dollar would rally here some, okay? And that's terrible for, right, fixed supply assets, right, that are hedges against inflation. My God. Tilray, still incredible, man. Ever since this pattern was created, I can't believe it, man. Look at it, still. You know we were here. You go back to a stream in late September, right? That is when crypto, the altcoins bottomed out. Tilray and marijuana also bottomed out. Bullish cipher is ushered in the reversal for now. The great news is it's above 1063, which was always the problem area, right? And you're now back testing and as support. Incredible. Now you could always dip to fill this gap here before going higher. You gotta be cognizant of that. But man, if this holds long enough, I think it's just a little zone here, right? But you know, it's like A and C, 1063, 1156. If you can break that, man. I mean, if you're talking support resistance, like the next high would be like here. It'd be 1942. It could almost double up if this holds as support, and we're gonna rally to higher prices. You could see 1942. All right. On Tilray, weed stocks have begun a reversal. If you haven't noticed, and it started with a harmonic. These harmonics, I know they have targets like A and C, but man, they can usher in much greater uptrends, as we've seen on Bitcoin, as we've seen on sugar futures, as we've seen on so many different assets. Okay, Bitcoin not looking strong right now, 37,533 on the new week. Not many bids coming in at all. Yeah. BNB double topped, ended up having bearish divergence on the second peak. Right, one high, slightly higher high, the same high, lower levels of relative strength, and you know, it was really tough to even see it maybe on the MACD because it just, that bearish engulfing candle though, after the bearish divergence developed, that was kind of a signal there. But still, above all, previous all-time highs was 39.37. Look left. But no, it wasn't. The previous all-time high really was like, I got $33 and then $35. So this thing's still on a crazy run. And if we're just talking about maybe a structure here, channel, upsloping channel, still downside, right? You could go back test 39, 37 as support, even though I know you've done it. That's definitely the next target, especially Bitcoin dumps. All right, 4-hour bearish divergence. No chance of hitting bullish divergence, I don't think. Showed a bullish pin bar, but so what does that mean? It's super synced up with Bitcoin. Bitcoin keeps dumping, sees 35K again. Then I think BNB is going to see 39, 37. Right? Bitcoin rallies, then BNB is going to start catching bids and could run itself all the way up to 4680 again. So whatever Bitcoin does, BNB is going to follow, and it's starting to bearishly engulf again after painting that pin bar. So, and that's because Bitcoin's dumping. How incredibly simple is that? That's funny. Wow, what a nice one, dude. A little late. I mean, extremely late, though. Sorry, chat. Bitcoin's dumping. So much for your bullish pin bar for now. This could rally.
So does this technical bounce in the DXY set up for a buy in silver one day soon?
I don't know, man, right? Because the US dollar has been dumping tremendously for a while now, and gold and silver have been correcting for the past 4.5 months. So no, doesn't mean anything, right? I think gold and silver are based on sentiment more so than inflation itself, because gold and silver will be continuing to moon. But of course, I mean, like, I think the US dollar, I think gold and silver are eventually going to catch bids, but the market's going to stay rational longer than you can stay solvent. So as soon as you're finally done with gold and silver, that's when we actually get the continuation of the multi-year bull run for gold. Yeah, it's currently in a pause of this multi-year bull trend on gold, the pause, and it's lasting longer than average. Average corrections and mega uptrends are only about 90 to 100 days. And we're talking 4+ months on gold and silver now. So what happens, man? Let's go ahead to Bitcoin real quick. Not doing well, man. Not doing well at all. Already down 2%, $800+ on the new week, the new day. Negative momentum's continuing to build. And if this keeps up, the target would be 35K again. So you're just praying that bids come in. Pray, go get Logan Paul to summon all the normies to talk about Bitcoin again, see if they can prop the price up. Not sure if Michael Saylor is tapped yet. So yeah, there was like inverse head and shoulders looking stuff on Kern. KERN was a request on the daily, but it's already broken out. So a little late now. All right, chat, not good. Session lows just now. Here's your Kern, right? It fell below that critical ice line. Between three. This is what you're looking for, though, man. This is what happens, Larry, when you look what you did. You sprung and then you back tested the spring. And what happened when you back tested the spring? That is a buying signal. Look where you've gone since you sprung and back tested the spring. Wyckoff would be super proud, man. Educational, but it's already played out on Kern. Nice one, SPAC DD. Thank you, dude. Okay, so that bearish divergence was extremely real. Can't say I didn't identify it and tell you about it. I mean, that was real. And the demand line was broken. So look at us now. In the middle of a range. I mean, you're between 35, 36K, and 40K. If you're in the dead middle, man, get a coin out, flip it. Could see itself at 35K again, or it could go to 40K again, right? I mean, you're in the middle. So there's like no edge right now for the swing trader. This is a sit and wait situation. I mean, my God, ZRX and Maker not make anything on that? What are you doing? Like, what do you want from me? All right, lows on the week, 37,150 and falling. Chat. Negative Mobo building. RSI dropping, 43.5. It's a new week. The selling continue, longs getting liquidated, leverage longs. And if you don't think altcoins are going to get wrecked with Bitcoin selling off, you are sadly mistaken, because they won't do well. They will all bleed out, possibly much harder if Bitcoin doesn't hold here, which it could, right? Again, I just told you, we're in the dead middle between 35 and 40K. You flip a coin and it would be going whichever way it landed on tails, okay? At this point. JPen, yeah, I'm ready, man. I just hope Bama's ready, you know? It's not about me, man. I just finished my coffee, last sip. We've got through all the requests, man. I've been live for almost 2 hours. So if you're enjoying the coverage of the price action, hit that like button, that bell. That's up. Thanks so much. For the 2,225 people here. And wow, we did it, man. 1,000 likes. Y'all are amazing. Really, really appreciate it. Oh yeah, VTHO. I gotta look at that one. You're right. I don't know why I didn't see that one. Meh. That's just not much data, man. At least we have a range. Pretty simple range here. 37,237 on Bitcoin, man, not good. So here's your range on VeChain Thor. That's what VTHO is. It's like the utility token of VeChain, I believe, something like that. It sprung. It actually back tested the spring. That's what's cool, man. Education, right? Look at this. That was the ice line, right? Here, okay? You fell below it, right? Look at October 30th. But look, we rallied, and then the price action. So you sprung, and then you back tested the spring the date of November 4th. A lot of altcoins were showing opportunity early November. There were trade setups that were posted November 4th and 5th. Okay, when it was back testing the spring. And where did you go after you back tested the spring? You went to, eventually, the top of the range. And you've sold off, and then you never hit the bottom of the range again, man. Just a higher low. So good stuff. Tweezer bottom reversal there on the daily, and it took you all the way back up to the top of the range. Yet clearly no breakout. Clearly tons of sell orders at the top of the range, and gets lots of buy orders at the bottom. Makes sense. So range bound trading, very good. Bitcoin dumping. 37,000, 36,860, 36,800 and falling. The dump is happening, chat. Buckle up for now. Could see 35K again. Here we go, chat. The dump, man, the dump. 36,000. It just hit. And now it's at 36,800. Wow, an $800 swing in a nanosecond. That was not even 1 second, chat. Whoa. $800 in a nanosecond, chat. So you got Asia awake. It's Monday for them. It's early. Looks like they didn't have a very good weekend, man. Well, maybe they did. The mysteries abound in the middle of a range between 35K and 40K. So when you're in the dead middle of a range, normally a no trade zone. When you don't have an edge on the oscillators, what are you doing, man? You're just gambling at that point. You gotta have an edge, a greater than 50% chance. Ethereum to BTC just printed the highest 4-hour candle since October. Yeah, dude, well, isn't that something, if the TA was respected and the Wyckoff was going to play out, right? That is only going the way the TA said it was going to go, right? You jumped across the spring, you jumped across the creek, you back tested the creek, you bullishly engulfed on the daily, right? That's it, dude. Who knows? Again, there's just, without an edge, man, we are merely mortal, okay? We have no idea. Even with an edge, though, we don't ever expect something. We don't act like we know it's going to go that way, even if it's probable it would go a certain way. Because again, when you have expectations on charts and it goes the wrong way, the other way that you were expecting, it triggers an emotional response in your mind, and that can affect your next trades, the trades to come.
Mitch, what platform do you use to trade as coins? Coinbase is limited. Thanks, man. Tumbler glass.
Coinbase, Pro, and Deribit sometimes. Binance, the US dollar, I want to get back on that because it became recently, I became able to use it. So I did like that back when I could use it before they purged everyone. So that is something I'll be getting set up again soon. Binance, man. And because, right, you can own Binance and you have reduced fees, and fees in crypto are terrible, man. You got to find a way to get lower fees, and I think KuCoin does that too, right? Where if you own their token, you don't pay as much in fees per trade. So just back to VeChain Thor for a second. You're in the dead middle, man, right? You're in the dead middle, so it's really tough to say the lower risk areas for longs, lower risk areas for shorts, right? But if it ever broke, oh my God, 9/1000ths of a penny, and not much resistance, man, until up here at like 1/120th. I don't know, what is it? 1/100th of a penny. It's now like 9/1000ths of a penny or something. My God, it's always tough with these ones that are literally worthless. You know, I say that, but that's pretty much worthless. Okay, when it's that low, yeah. Zcash, if you were short at 40K, I mean, like, don't you know what the next support would have been? It was 35K. I mean, that would have been an area where one could have let go. But if you're talking about play in the weekly reset on the RSI, my God, you know, who knows how deep this could go? It could go sideways for methodically bleed out for weeks and not go that much further down while it resets. What's up, Ryan? We already looked at it, but we can look at it again.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, not too long ago we looked at it. I mean, maybe like 30 minutes ago. Monero hit a supply line, and what happened to the supply line? Chat, what happened to the supply line for Monero? There was supply. There was supply at the supply line. Wow. I'm the most surprised person on the planet. Look at my face. So again, what I was saying is like you did break a major resistance, multi-year highs, and you would think that a back test of 169, 170 would make a lot of sense. So market participants could determine if what was once resistance is truly a support now. That's what back tests are. They're confirmation. It's confirmation to the market participants that it's a support and not a resistance now, okay? Because you could just test it and then just fall right through it and go all the way back down to 144. This uptrend like that, you're thinking that a back test would be real and hopefully it could hold, and then you could run and maybe see $200 after back testing and holding, all right? That's it, dude. Back to Bitcoin that is currently engulfing, looking very weak on the new week, you know, no pun intended. I mean, it's literally the same word, just different meanings. So far. So again, where you are is coin flip territory. It's a no trade zone for a swing trader that practices coinciding variables, because you don't have an edge. Nothing's an edge. There's no edge right now on any significant time scale. So it could end up at 40K later, or it could end up at 35K later. Live it, man. What's up, you're all?
I want to become a Patreon, but since I am not educated on technical analysis, I wonder if it would be beneficial for me. BTW awesome stream, fun and educational. Thanks.
Your all Patreon is good for all levels of technical analysis. Adeptness, right? You could be completely inept and join with no knowledge, and I think that would be incredible for those people, because I'd prefer someone join my Patreon and start learning the right way in the right community versus trying to do it yourself. So it's like you know, and before you start developing really dumb and bad habits in these FOMO conditions, that's the worst thing that can happen. Okay, I've talked about this before, but it's like the worst thing that can happen to someone who's new to trading is them being right a consecutive amount of times, but not really having a system in place. They were just flipping the coin, right? And they were right 2-3 times in a row, like when I land on Chug, you know? So what happens is in those situations, like 2017, for instance, people are trading based on no system they developed over 10 years or whatever, another person's system developed, they're adopted, right? And they implement their own system. They keep being right. They keep winning their trades. They don't know why, but they think they're a genius. And so what happens is eventually those market conditions, those FOMO market conditions, turn normal again. They become normal market conditions, or you start going through a major correction. And all the whatever you applied as your system on the way up doesn't work anymore, and you lose all your money and then some. And in between that time of when you were winning and when you were losing everything, you developed a really bad habit. You developed the wrong habits, so that puts you at a huge disadvantage when you're trying to learn the right way, because then you have to shake the bad habits you developed, right? Starting clean slate is the best. Starting to try to learn on your own just because it's going up is the worst way. Okay, the most inefficient way to learn technical analysis. So yeah, joining the Patreon, I think, is a great way to start, as well as if you're already somewhat adept, as well as if you know a lot. I think anyone would benefit from the Patreon. Okay, hopefully that answered your question. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Those is literally just like I said. The analogy I use is like, it's like trying to go out. You've never swung a golf club before and trying to learn to do it on your own. That's like what you do when you try to join. Try to become a market participant and you've never done it before in any other market, and you're just joining crypto because of the crazy gains and you want to get rich, right? Like go into the country club, getting that golf club from your friend, and then swinging, playing 18 holes daily over and over and over. You develop really bad habits. You don't know why you're doing it. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to make your own system. There are two ways to learn in live chat: from others from their mistakes, or you just learn the hard way from your mistakes. I'm telling you, it's a lot better to learn from other people's mistakes than to trial and error and lose a bunch of money in trading, okay? Okay, are we cool? Did that help? Thanks to the 2,439 people tuned in. Thanks to the 1,125 likes. Y'all are amazing. Best community out there. Be sure to join the Discord, because that's where the conversation continues when this live stream inevitably ends. I'm posting the Discord link right now. Spammed it. Join it, man. We got 10,500 people in there, going on 11K. All right. And that's where you get notified when I go live, because YouTube's notification system will inevitably fail you. Say there's a 3 a.m. pump or dump and I go live. And I went live earlier in that day. YouTube's not going to notify you. So you want a foolproof notification system. That's Discord. We do it every single time. You'll never miss a stream. Wow, ENB looks incredible. Holy crap. JBiz. No, yeah, that's not JBiz. That's Jimmy. Jimmy, holy crap. Can't wait to see how ADT does this week. That's a long I took last week. I know a lot of other people did. ADT, man. That was a trade setup, dude. And Mitesh, if it plays out, he gets Hype King for life. Let's look at the futures real quick. Yep, dumping. Bitcoin futures, obviously, with spot. 37,570. When you hit an all-time high, 42,730. Oof. Stock futures down, 0.3% roughly across the board. Not much, kind of flat though, not much movement. Nothing like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's definitely not doing that great right now, but it happens, man. When you show bearish divergence at 40K and your RSI is at 95 on the weekly. Dude, I'm getting really thirsty. Thanks for the kind words on Twitter, y'all. What the heck? Chart guys, shout out chart guys. Good peoples. Of course, yeah, people are up 1,000%. I mean, yeah, of course, people are going to take profit eventually. It doesn't go just straight up, but the new market participants, man, where's that GIF? Oh, it's not a GIF. It's my favorite meme ever, okay? Especially for conditions like this. Let me show you real quick. Just got to pull it up. You gotta give me a minute. There it is. My favorite meme ever for times like these. Okay. Show you. Here it is. This is it, man. It's my favorite. All right. It's like you investing, you joining the first market ever. You never participated in Forex nor the stock market, right? But you're just like, oh my God, crypto is so amazing. Stocks and bonds, gold, silver, real estate. Nah, dude, we're just going to step over all of it and go into crypto all in, dude. So there's a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of steps to take. I'm glad I took this route before going the crypto route, man. Knowing like why assets are valued the way they are. That's why it's so tough in this crypto market. I mean, besides Bitcoin, because the trust, the humans have now, we've all selected in the past year and said that we all collectively trust Bitcoin as a store of value. That's happened in the last year. If you hadn't seen that, where have you been? What have you been doing with your life? So that's occurred. But all these altcoins, that has not occurred. There is not trust in these coins. These coins are based off speculation. And if you're not a store of value like Bitcoin, well, then show me your earning report. Show me how much money you make and why I should own this asset for the long term. If you can't do that, then okay, you're valued based on nothing but people's sentiment. Right? Walmart got sued by the Department of Justice. They only dropped a little bit because they make hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Revenue. Oh, they have revenue, earnings per share to fall back on. XRP had nothing to fall back on because it doesn't show people how much money it makes per transaction, right? They don't have a mathematical way of showing you they can make you money back if you own this S coin, if you own this asset. So all right, so look at that, man. See what I'm talking about? Get the coin out and flip it where you are. You can see 40K next. You can see 35K next. Because there's no edge. Sorry. Yeah, so it's futures 37,905. Stock's flat on the reopening. So yeah, man. I mean, what is there? What is it? We looked at like, I don't know, like 20 something assets today. I mean, we're all over the place. You know, stocks and cryptos everywhere. Do I answer questions? I've been answering questions all night. What do you mean? Of course. Where can you buy ADT? Any brokerage. So what happened with the EOS again? The guy, the hands in pockets guy, he like stepping down. Someone back me up on that. Is that real? So that's like, again, EOS. That was, we kind of started the whole party with EOS, one of the requests, and man, it's like the value guy in me loves it technically, but then it's just like, why is it still, it should have already taken off. It's one of the only ones that looks like that too, which is so perplexing to me. Oh yeah, let me look at that, man. Got to, obligatory at this point. I don't care what happened. I'm still okay on it, I think. Yeah, it's really just not enough damage done to sway me yet. Yeah, I'm not losing my hope yet on this one. Doge coin. Yeah, I know, it's a joke, right? It is it's literally a joke, right? But the fact that it respected TA so well here, and this markup, man, it was showing hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. It did continue, and then Bitcoin dumped, and so that's it. So you're just stuck in this little mini range right here. It's just a mini range. The bottom of the range is 8.5 tenths of 1 cent. The top of the range is 1.1 cents. So until it breaks, I think 80 8.3 tenths of 1 cent. It's okay. But yeah, man, it's probably all on Bitcoin here. All right. Excuse me. All right. Hey, let's take a look at gold real quick. So I had to look at Doge. You know, kind of disappointing, but hey, it happens because it's not even dead. But it just happens because Bitcoin. So gold's continuing to dump on the new week. Right? It's already down over 0.5%. Ouch. Gold not doing well. And it's not, I mean, these assets aren't going to do well if the US dollar is reversing on the weekly. Okay. So you could see more downside if the 200-day moving average doesn't hold as testing right now. I think you very well could see 1793 again. Some major support resistance looking left from history, right? Yep, major congestion area. Look, you sprung, and maybe just a prolonged back test of the spring. Let's see what happens. That's bad rejection back in this channel. That don't hold. Look out, man. That's like, it's between 1750 and 1800 is the big make or break support area. Below that, I think you could get in a lot of trouble. But not a good start for gold and silver, nor Bitcoin to the week. So it goes. Okay, y'all. So, oh my God, you asked, why is gold dumping? Didn't we just talk about it? My God, like. Anyway. So thanks for the 2,282 people here, but starting to get pretty hungry. I've been live for over 2 hours. We covered the weekly candle close stream, the highest weekly candle close of all time for Bitcoin. Unfortunately, at this current time on the 4 hour, we are in the no trade zone. We're in sort of just the dead middle of two psychological major resistances between 35 and 40K. You get your coin flip out. If it lands on heads, it goes to 40K. If it lands on tails, it goes to 35K at this current time. Okay. At any time the Bitcoin begins to actually majorly pivot and hold, which who knows if it's now or later, hidden bullish divergence in the 4 hour would continue. Okay, impending price action, continuation, the upside is what that would imply. But this has to start losing the negative momentum, and we really got to keep catching bids if you want that. And if that happens, man, look out. 50K could be the next target. All right, so I just need more data here. We need to see more bids come in. We need more candles. We need more histogram wicks, all right? Discord link, yep, there Brad's posting it. I'm posting it too. Check me out on Instagram, right? That's pinned above. Check me out on Twitter. Join the Discord. Hit that like button, that bell, that sub. On YouTube, if you haven't, man, the road to 43,000, we're just getting there so fast. It's incredible. Yeah, I gained like 150 YouTube subs today, Chad. I mean, yeah, we're at 42,705. So less than 300, man, until 43K. So let's get there and pray for Bitcoin. Thanks to everyone for the likes, love, support, contributions. Super grateful. And I'll just, if something happens crazy, you know, I'll do what I can to be back. Best community out there. Thanks for everything. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.
Bruh.
My name is JP. I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
Adios, turd nuggets.